Good afternoon. My name is Kara Cohen. I'm the Manager of Community Outreach for AARP Massachusetts. Welcome to this Tele Town Hall. Today we'll be talking about how you can save money this winter when it comes to heating your home. We know prices on nearly everything has risen, so here's a way that you might be able to save some money. On this call, we're going to share information about a heating assistance program that may help you. And many people think they don't qualify for the low-income heating assistance program known as LIHEAP. You should stay tuned. You may be surprised to find out that you do qualify. Many people who own their own home qualify for this. The government has set aside money to help you stay warm this winter, and you may be entitled to that money. So while others continue to join the call, I would like to start our conversation by letting you know that AARP is here to help you. As a nonprofit, nonpartisan social mission organization, AARP Massachusetts is in your corner, fighting on the issues that matter to you and your family, such as ensuring people here in Massachusetts have access to affordable utilities. If you participated in one of these teletown halls, you know that it is similar to a radio talk show, and you have the opportunity to ask questions live. So if you would like to ask a question at any time during the call, just press *3 on your telephone keypad to be connected with an AARP staff member who will note your name and question and place you in the queue so that you can ask your question. The sooner you press *3, the sooner you will be able to ask your question. Again, I'm Kara Cohen of AARP Massachusetts. We have two guests joining us today, and what they have to share applies to the entire state. Our first guest is Liz Berreby. Liz is the Executive Director of Citizens for Citizens in Fall River, and she's been helping people with fuel assistance for decades in the Fall River area. Good afternoon, Liz.
Thank you, Kara. I'm happy to be here.
Great. And did you want to say a few words?
Sure. As you mentioned, I've been doing energy services for over 30 years in the greater Fall River and Taunton area. But as you mentioned, everything that my friend and colleague Mary and I will share today will represent everything that happens wherever you live in Massachusetts. So it's not just in the areas that we represent, it's the entire state and every city and town in Massachusetts is eligible for LIHEAP benefits. Again, thanks for having me.
Excellent. Yeah, no, so glad that you could join us. I know that you have a busy week, as does Mary Niddle of the Worcester Community Action Council. So thanks for joining us, both Mary and Liz. And Mary, would you like to say a few words as well?
Hi, everybody. We're glad to be here. It's important to Liz and I and all our colleagues across the state to help people know what the real facts are for fuel assistance, how high the income eligibility is. A household can be eligible based on the number of people who live in the household and their combined income. So that can be from wages if you're working, it can be from Social Security, it can be from rental income, interest income, it can be a variety of things. But a single person can receive a benefit and earn up to $45,000. A household with two people, it's $59,300. So the income eligibility is quite high, and I'm sure that all of us know friends and family and neighbors who could benefit from some of these services.
That's right. Thank you, Mary and Liz. And it's true that it might not be for you that you're listening today, but for somebody close to you who you want to help out as well. So take note. And please, if you have a question, hit *3, and we'll get to your questions as we're able to. And I'm giving out a website this afternoon that you can go to find out about your local heating assistance programs, right? Because we've got Mary representing the Worcester County community area and the Fall River area with Liz. But this is a statewide program, and the website that you want to go to, if you're ready to write it down, is heatinghelpma.org. heatinghelpma.org. And I'll try to repeat that a couple more times throughout the call. So now, if we're asking you to ask questions live, our screeners are screening the calls right now, and we're getting to talk about heating assistance as we are just heading into the heating season. I know if I've had my heat on, and we're heading into colder weather soon. Today is a beautiful day that sort of cheats us a little bit and tells us otherwise. But we look forward to helping you figure out how to pay your heating bills, because as you're getting ready perhaps for Thanksgiving, you're realizing that turkey costs more, everything costs more. And so how can you get help with your heating assistance? So let's go to some of the details with Liz and Mary.
Sure. So as Mary did mention, our guidelines are very liberal. Again, for one in the household, very important, you can make up to $45,392. For two people in the household, $59,359. For three, it's $73,326. And for four in the family, $87,294. And the guidelines just keep going higher and higher with as the number in the household keeps increasing. The eligibility is based on gross income, not the net. So just want to make that point clear as well. But we have enough money for people to apply. We often hear from others about myths about the program, and we do want to address a couple of those. First of all, don't think you're taking it away from someone else. We hear many times, especially from our elders, that someone may need it more than I do. Don't feel that way. You have paid into the tax program for decades, and now it's your time that you can take advantage of this. We want everyone to be able to stay in their home and be comfortable and be in a safe environment. So we really don't want people turning to some unsafe ways to stay warm, such as using electric space heaters or putting the gas oven on and keeping the doors open. We want you to apply for this program if it's for you. And we hear all the time that the best type of advertising is word of mouth. So if everyone on the call, if it's not for you, just share the information with a family, friend, or neighbor. Mary, I don't know if you want to talk about a couple of myths.
So the other important thing to know is that you can participate in this program whether you heat with oil or gas or electricity. Any type of heating source, we can help you with that bill. We can also help you if you live in a single-family home, or if you live in a 3-family home, or a 40-unit apartment building. All types of heat, if you're income eligible, can benefit. We can even help you with your heating costs if your heat is included in your rent. So you want to go ahead and apply with us and find out ways we can help you.
That's really important there for renters to hear, right? Because a lot of people are renters. So just to reiterate that fact there about renters.
Absolutely. Renters, it's about 50% of our applicants are homeowners and 50% are renters. So we're here, we're equal opportunity. We want to make sure that everybody is warm and safe and comfortable and can afford to turn the heat on. So do you want to go right to the questions?
Yeah, but first let's go with *3 to remind people to hit *3 if they have questions, because we want to accumulate a good number of questions from our callers. And I want you to talk a little bit more about what's the maximum that people might be able to get back this winter.
So the benefit varies with the income in a household and the type of fuel they have. But right now, the top benefit is $1,500 as of right now. And during the course of the winter, Liz and I and our partners at the state and federal level always continue to advocate for more funding. So most years, we can get a little bit more money and the benefits go up a little bit at that time.
And what if somebody applies midwinter?
So the good thing about this program, the official start date is November 1st, and it goes right through the winter through April 30th. It doesn't matter if you don't get an appointment or don't apply until later in the season, because everything goes retroactive back to November 1st. So with utilities, whether you've made a payment on your bill or not from November on, we would go back and be paying the bills from November 1st. Same thing applies for a deliverable. If you don't have the money and the bill is unpaid, we will go back and pay that bill to the vendor. And if you have paid the bill, what we'll do is, we'll continue to pay any unpaid bills first. And if you have paid a bill early on and you still have benefits left, we can go back and either pay the vendor, in which you would have a credit, or we could reimburse you for that payment at the end of the season.
Great, great. So thank you for all that information, and I want to remind the listeners that you're listening to an AARP Teletown Hall on heating assistance through this winter. The LIHEAP program might be something that you or someone you know is eligible for, and you're learning all the details about it here today. Ted is our communications director. Ted, do we have any callers that you want to put through with a question?
Sure. Let's go to Alfred from Orange. He has a question about the maximum rebate.
Yes, we cannot hear too much about that. Let's hear from you, Alfred, about that.
Hello.
Hi, Alfred.
Hi, Alfred. What's your question?
Yeah, I just got the latest AARP paper, the bulletin. And in the bulletin, It says the maximum benefit is $600.
That's true.
I live in Franklin County. I live alone. I'm in a mobile home. I live in a mobile home park. And I've been on fuel assistance for years. In fact, today's my birthday. I just turned 91.
Oh, happy birthday!
And so I'm curious because, like this article says, that last year's maximum benefit was around $2,300, and this year all of a sudden it's only $600. I mean, that's quite a drop.
Yeah. So, Alfred, again, Mary and I wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
When the article was actually published, the guidelines were set before any type of budget was passed, although we still don't have a budget passed. But I'm happy to report that 2 days ago, the benefits have been adjusted. And so once you get your eligibility letter, you'll be a little more pleased than getting the $600. I'm not sure what type of heat source you have. But,
I have kerosene because I'm in a mobile home.
Okay, so your benefit.
I can't put oil in an exterior tank without putting an additive in it, and that means you're going to have a job keeping your furnace clean. Because I tried it for a couple of years. Kerosene burns a lot cleaner.
Yeah. So when you get your letter of acceptance, it should be somewhere between the $900 to $1,500. And
okay.
we are expecting that the benefits may go up again, possibly after there is a budget passed, but we probably won't get that information until, the first couple of months in 24.
Okay, well, I sent my application in about 2 weeks ago, and my income, including Social Security and a small pension, is around $31,000.
Well, Alfred, I'm so glad for two things. One, I'm glad that you read the AARP bulletin to stay up to date, and I'm so glad that you brought up that piece of information so that you and all the other people listening would understand that the news has improved in terms of the money that will be potentially accessible to you. So thank you for being such an avid reader of the AARP bulletin, and happy birthday as well from the rest of us here. Thank you so much for calling. Have a good rest of the day. Ted, do we have any other callers?
Yeah, let's go to Marlene. She has a question about income. Hey, Marlene.
Marlene, you're on. Do you want to ask a question about income and what's taken into account?
Okay. Why don't we ask Mary and Liz?
And so
she had a question about what if your income includes CDs and things like that?
Yeah, income is always a big question. What we're looking to count is what money you receive every month. So we don't count what money you have in the bank. That would be an asset test. There is no asset test. If you receive interest or your required minimum distribution from your IRA, that type of thing we will count, but if you have a $100,000 CD sitting in the bank, we're not going to bother you about it until you claim the interest. Whatever's on your 1099 is what we're going to count. Similarly, people wonder if the income takes into consideration any of your expenses. It does not. So we're looking strictly at your income, whatever you get on a regular basis that's coming into your bank account or into your mailbox, and it doesn't matter whether you have high expenses or low expenses to be eligible for LIHEAP.
That was a great question. And do we have another caller with a question, Ted?
Yeah, let's go to Beverly. She's in Worcester. Hi, Beverly.
Beverly in Worcester.
Hello. Nice talking
Hi
to
there.
you all, and thank you for this. This is very helpful. My question is, I pay a mortgage, and I also pay a condo fee. I own a condo. And I wanted to know if those things were deductible as far as the income, the gross income.
So do you have the home that you live in, is it the condo that you also have the mortgage, or is that
Yes,
separate?
it is. It's a condo, yes.
One. Okay. So there are no deductions that, as Mary had just mentioned, our eligibility is based solely on gross household income and family size. So unfortunately, we don't have any deduction for the amount you pay for mortgage or the amount of your condo fee.
Okay. Yeah, that happens to me all the time. I think that I don't know exactly how to put this, but it seems to me that it's somewhat unfair that those things are not deductible from someone's income, especially when you're a senior, because everything I apply for, I'm over income because there are no deductions. But I just wanted to mention that. I know you don't make the rules, but I just wanted to mention that.
We understand, and you're right. Mary and I don't make the rules, because if we did, we'd be helping a lot more people.
I know it. I know you would, yeah. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you, Beverly. Thank you. I'm going to take a moment now to remind everybody that we're doing an AARP Teletown Hall on heating assistance for this winter season, and we have Liz Berraby and Mary Niddle helping us with all the good details. Now, I want to remind callers how they can get this application started. So, Mary, where should they go, or Liz, where should they go to get the application started?
So, if you are computer savvy, the easiest, most convenient way to do it is to go to a website called heatinghelpma.org, and that will direct you to the Community Action Agency or other service provider that serves the community where you live. So there are a number of agencies across the state that provide fuel assistance. We all do it in the same way, but we all serve different towns. So heatinghelpma.org is how to find out what serves you. If you don't have access to a computer, you can call your local community action agency. You can even call my community action agency if you like, and we'll help you find the community that serves you. So I'll give you that phone number. It's 508-754-1176. But I warn you, it's lots of people calling all the time at this time of year. So sometimes when you call, you might have to wait on hold for a little bit, but we're trying very hard to get to everybody's calls in a timely fashion. We also want to let you know, call for help and you don't have heat, we're going to stop everything and take care of your application and make sure that it gets done first. We don't want anybody to be without heat. So we put a big rush on those.
That's good to hear. And the other network to reach out to is your local Council on Aging or Senior Center. because they have staff that are ready to connect you to these very resources, as well as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise known as SNAP, and other resources that might be of use to you. So we encourage people to reach out to your local Council on Aging or Senior Center as well as your local community action agency. So you just heard one phone number, 508-754-1176. You can also call the AARP toll-free number, and we will direct you to the same agencies that Mary and Liz work with. And so our toll-free number at AARP is 866-448-3621. That's 866-448-3621. And I want to remind you to hit *3 if you have questions. And Ted, perhaps it's time to go to another caller.
Let's go to Joan. She's in Chelsea. Hey, Joan.
Hello. Good afternoon, and thank you for sponsoring this.
Hi.
This is fabulous. I have a similar situation as the woman, I think her name was Beverly, I don't know. Anyway, I own a condo, and, of course, I have a mortgage payment, but my heat, and a condo payment, my heat fuel source is covered in the condo fee, but my electric is not, and that is what pumps the hot or cold air through the house. So that is sort of a heat source, and my electric bills are like almost $200 a month sometimes. So does that qualify for heat assistance or no?
Thank you, Joan, for that question. So if your heat's included in your condo fee, if you're income eligible, you may be actually eligible to get a direct payment back to you for the winter months. If it's the same every month, and it's earmarked that's your heat cost, it's actually 30% that amount you would get up to your maximum benefit level. We wouldn't be paying on the electric bill, but we would put you on a discount depending on what utility you have. That could range anywhere 25 to 37% off, and that's a 12-month discount, not just during the heating season. So I would encourage you to apply, even if you want to do it online, and see if you're eligible for that heat included direct payment check to be paid back to you during the winter months to help you out with. You can use that money to help your with your electric.
The condo fee does not break down. It says that heat's included, heat, water, that kind of stuff, and trash removal is included in your condo fee, but it doesn't say exactly how much.
Yeah, so I think the best thing to do is I
could go back on the condo budget. That's what I could do.
And
see what the cost of heating is for the.
It might say like a percentage is, of the $1,000, 20% of this is for your heating costs. But I do encourage you to apply, and then the agency in your area, I'm not sure where you're from, the Chelsea area.
Chelsea.
Yeah, that way they could help you out to see if you are eligible.
Okay, that's a good idea.
To apply.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joan.
Great question. Great question. Thank you so much, Mary and Liz. I want to reiterate the toll-free number that I gave out before is our state office number, where if you call us, we will redirect you to the agency that serves your area of the state. So the number to call us at AARP is 866-448-3621. And also you could call, is it Mary or Liz's number that you gave out? 508-754-1176. Which agency is that one?
That's Worcester.
Okay. Worcester, the heart of the Commonwealth, can redirect you to any other part of the state where you live. So
that's right.
Call either of those numbers. Pardon me?
I said it's wonderful that we love Worcester.
That's right. We love Worcester. So now, Ted, do we have any other callers that we want to put on the air?
Yeah, let's go to Gary. He's calling from Lakeville. Hey, Gary.
How you doing? Hello.
Gary, you're on.
Yep.
Yeah, my question is, do municipalities qualify for this? Our electric is through Middleborough Gas and Electric.
Yes, Gary, you're in my area, Lakeville. Citizens to Citizens actually services.
Gas.
Yeah, so is Middleborough Gas and Electric your gas company?
My electric.
It's your electric. What is your heating source?
Heating source mainly is gas.
Okay. So we do help with your primary heating source. So in Lakeville, I'm not sure if you have Eversource or if you actually do have Middleborough Gas, but both are vendors of ours. So if you're income eligible for this program, we would be making payments to your heating vendor. So yes, Middleborough Gas and Electric is a vendor of ours.
Okay, so how do I, all right, I need to apply through them or?
No, you are going to, if you're computer savvy, you can go to that heatinghelpma.org and you can apply online, or you can, I don't know if you're still driving, we have an office in Taunton that can assist you. It's at 1 Taunton Green. And if that's impossible, what you should do is still give us a call, and many of our Council on Agings do assist seniors in taking applications for us.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the call.
Terrific. Thanks so much.
Right.
Great. Ted, do we have another caller with a question?
Yeah, let's go to Jeannie. She's calling from Boston. Hey, Jeannie.
Hi, how are you?
What is your question? Hi there.
Hi, I'm in Boston Housing Authority in a subsidized development, and the first part of my question before I even ask the second one is, do you help, my heat is included in my rent, so I'm wondering if you help people that are in subsidized housing.
So that's a good question, Jeannie. Thank you. If your heat is included in rent and you don't receive a subsidy, or if the subsidy you receive is very small, less than 30% of your income, then we can reimburse you, like we were saying with the condo fee, for a bit of what you're paying monthly that covers your heat. If you're most of the housing authority properties where your heat is included in the rent are unfortunately not eligible for this program because it really comes from the same place as your housing subsidy. So in your case, it would be already built into the housing subsidy that you're receiving.
So we pay 30% of our income throughout the United States in subsidized housing. So would that apply to me getting the heating subsidy, the heating thing that you are helping people with?
Right. At 30% with heat included, you would not be eligible for LIHEAP.
Okay.
But you are eligible to receive the discount on your electric bill if you have an electric bill that's separate.
No, it's also included.
Okay. But it's a good question.
Good questions.
Oh, well.
For sure. And I want to point out there might be other programs that you're eligible for beyond this program. So I know, Mary Liz, we all want to encourage you to go to your senior center, your Council on Aging, to see if there's other programs that you might be eligible for that, you've earned your benefits, and you should access them if they're available to you. So check out what's available at your senior center. There's staff that are trained in all of the different kinds of programs that might be able to help you, if not this one. So thank you. And Ted, do we have another caller with a question?
Yeah, let's go to Isaiah. He's in Springfield. Hello, Isaiah.
Hi, how you doing? Yes, I'm asking if you are receiving mass energy save, would that affect your eligibility? And there was another part 2 question that I had that I have a household of 4, and my one of my relatives do pay a little rent. So would I need to include that in the household budget?
Okay, so I'm not sure if you mean the Energy Save program. Are you talking through the Mass Save? Did you have an audit from them?
Yeah, I didn't have an audit. Maybe it is a Mass Save where they're going to come in and insulate and things of that nature.
Okay. No, that has nothing to do with your eligibility for LIHEAP, for fuel assistance. As a matter of fact, when you apply for fuel assistance, if you're eligible, the application is actually for all of our energy services. So you are entitled to a free energy audit through our agencies, as well as if you had an issue with your heating system, we might be able to assist you with that, and some inefficient appliances as well. And the second part of your question, if that family member is part of your household, we would actually be counting income. So if they give you $50, we don't count the $50. We would be counting that person's income. So if they're working, we would need their income for the last 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they are not working. Matter of fact, they are on Social Security. So I may get $200 1 month, and depending on the expenses that they had occur, and that's okay as far as helping out is concerned. But they, I don't write no receipt or keep any records of that. But I just wanted.
So we wouldn't be counting the money that they're giving you. We would be counting that person's Social Security income as part of the household's income, because they're also receiving benefits from the heat we're paying for. Okay,
I understand what you're saying. Now,
good.
Water and sewer, I get a $6 a month discount, and I did apply for the Eversource Electric discount. I have not received anything as of yet, but I was told that I may be able to get 20-25% off the bill. I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet.
Well, if you apply,
well, Isaiah, thank you for your questions.
Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to mention that one of the wonderful fringe benefits for applying and being eligible for LIHEAP is the discount rate. Our utility companies in Massachusetts, the regulated ones, so not the munis, offer anywhere from 25 to 37% discount rate. So, Isaiah, if you're eligible for fuel assistance, we would automatically send your information of eligibility to your electric company, whether it be National Grid or Eversource. So that would that would also be automatically done if you're approved for fuel assistance.
Excellent. Thank you, Isaiah, for your question. And Ted, we're going to get to another question soon. I just want to remind everybody listening that we're on a live teletown hall that's being recorded and will be made available later on our website and on Facebook. And we are referring to all the details of a program that's described in the AARP November Bulletin on page 44. So if you happen to have your mail pile handy and you've received the AARP Bulletin, you can find all the information that we're talking about and phone numbers and websites on page 44 of the AARP November Bulletin, where it talks about heating assistance being a lifeline for many. And that's what we're here talking about today. We have another caller, Ted, I'm sure, with a good question.
Sure. Let's go to Howard. He's in East Hampton. Hey, Howard.
Hello. How you doing? Thank you for answering questions, by the way, ladies. My question is, I have a granddaughter that we have temporary custody of who's handicapped, and she is getting Social Security benefit because of her handicap. Now, is that included in the income? I mean, obviously I have a family of 3 right now. I don't know if I have to include that or if that's discluded, or could you answer that question for me?
Yes, we do count Social Security benefits that children receive as part of the household. So a household with 3 individuals from all combined sources can earn $73,000 $326 and still receive a benefit.
Okay. That was my question. I didn't know if I had to include her or not because, well, it's only temporary custody for the moment. Now, if that changes as far as household goals before the end of the program, then what?
That's a really, really good question. First of all, we take applications all the way until April 30th. So we've only just started our season. So you can apply all throughout the year. But also, if circumstances in your household change, if somebody comes to live with you, if somebody moves out, if you lose your job, if you win the lottery, whatever happens, we can reevaluate your application anytime. So once you're given a benefit, if your income goes down, let us know, and you might be eligible for a higher benefit. So you can appeal anytime throughout the season with any changes in circumstances, and we will review it. And if we can give you a higher benefit, we will.
Okay. That's my question.
Great question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Howard. All right, Ted, let's go to another caller.
Okay, let's go to Pat. Hey, Pat, how are you? Thanks for holding on.
Hi. I have applied for assistance, fuel assistance, but I was denied, and because my income was a little bit high and because I have some adults living with me, my children, that just started new jobs and just got, just in the past 6 months have moved in. But my problem is that I have a furnace that is on its last legs. And currently, I applied because I wanted assistance for the furnace. And because I was denied, which I may appeal, I have heat right now, but the furnace is leaking water. And it's very expensive to fix, or I should get a new furnace. I can't afford either one. So is there another type of funds that I can apply for that can help subsidize the furnace, or a low interest loan or something to that effect? I did hear from, while I was hanging on the phone here, that some people go through Mass Save. Now, do you automatically, could I go back to South Shore Community Action and say I really need help, and could they forward my application to Mass Save? Is that a different department or something that could help with a furnace problem?
Okay. Yeah, Mary, Liz, how can we help?
So, have you been eligible in the past for LIHEAP, Pat?
No, I never applied until this year because my neighbor, told me about this, and so she said you should really apply, and I said okay, I will, because I really do need help. Again, like other people that are on the phone here, I own my home. I pay $2,500 a month off. $2,500 a month between taxes, insurance, and mortgage, which is a huge amount of money. And it doesn't take that into consideration, So,
if you're on the discount rate with a utility, there's a different process. But if you're not on the discount rate and you're over income for LIHEAP, your best bet is to go through Mass Save and get a heat loan. And you want to tell them that emergency, the heat loan, they'll authorize it. It is a zero interest loan, and they'll authorize that repair. So you work in conjunction with a local bank and with their approval at Mass Save, and they can help you get that loan together. And it's a pretty flexible option. But if you're not income eligible right now and you're not on the discount rate, that's the best option for you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't think there was anything out there, and it was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to maneuver this?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So you've got that, Pat, right? You've got that, and you probably asked a question that other people have. So I hope that you follow up with that and that it works out.
And I
Good.
do want to
Thank
say
you.
That the South Shore Community Action they were wonderful, and they processed my paperwork very quickly because they knew I was having furnace problems. But they also did say they could give me 150 gallons of oil if needed, even though I didn't meet the requirements right now. So, all right. So I will look into Mass Save. I'll get in touch with them today, and I appreciate the feedback and the help.
Great.
Okay.
That reminds me, thank you so much for the question, Pat, and good luck. That reminds me, Mary and Liz, is there another fund that people can perhaps get help from within Massachusetts for paying for their heating?
So I think we are the sole provider from the federal program of LIHEAP that comes through the fuel assistance agencies. Some agencies do have special donated funds that sometimes assist people that are over income. But I can tell you the people that apply for our program and are over income and still are between the 60 and 80% of the state median income may be eligible for the Good Neighbor Fund. And they actually had their kickoff yesterday. And they're run mostly through the Salvation Armies. And again, those guidelines are where ours end, and they go up to 80% of the state median income, which is quite high. And they can help with a utility bill or an oil delivery. They don't do anything with heating systems, but I believe they're up in operation now. So if anybody is over income, that is another program that they could access.
Okay. That's the Good Neighbor Fund, like you said, funded through the Salvation Army. That's great. I want to reiterate the phone number because we've had a couple of requests for the number to be repeated. So it's 1-866-448-3621, and that gets you to the AARP Massachusetts office, where we will connect you with your local agency. That's 1-866-448-3621. The website is heatinghelpma.org. You can go to your AARP bulletin for November when it arrives, if it hasn't arrived yet, and it's on page 44. There's a full-page article about this as well. And Ted, do we have another caller with a question?
Yes, we do. Let's go to John, who called in. Hey, John.
Thank you. Earlier, you mentioned that the eligibility was strictly based on income and not asset, but I wanted to confirm that with you. We have a vacation home as well, and when I had spoken with the people at ABCD in Boston a while back, the woman I spoke with seemed to think that there was some kind of federal requirement that would disqualify you from the program if you had a second home. Is that correct?
That is actually the only asset that can exclude you. So if you have a second home that is not generating interest or generating income for you, then you're not eligible. That is a categorical denial in the program. They were right.
Okay. All right. Thanks for your question, John. Ted, do we have another caller we want to get to?
Yeah, let's go to Lee or Leah. Hi there.
Hi, this is Leah. I'm in Rainham, and I was told that I did qualify. Let me say that I did qualify for the service or the program. In the first year, I had it from a vendor in Rhode Island, and what the price on their website was the same price I was charged. The next year I qualified, I had a different vendor from Massachusetts and was very surprised when the price they charged me was not what was on their website. And when I questioned them about it, they said they don't set the rates, the state does. And it's the day that you get the delivery. So you don't know what the price of oil is you're paying. Is that, I mean, it happened, but is that really true? And why can't we?
So the program, the way the program works for oil companies is any company sign a contract with an agency, and we pay a discount price with it's called the rack price every single day, and it changes. It really fluctuates because of the oil industry. We allow the participant to choose the vendor of their choice. As long as we have a contract with that vendor, we will pay what the price is set at that current day, or what the deal is charging, the lesser of the two. A lot of times, vendors post their COD price, and we don't pay COD because we don't pay at the time of the delivery. Sometimes our vendors are waiting 30 days because the way the federal government sends the money down. So a lot of vendors do post on websites, it's a cash on delivery price. And because we're not at everyone's house writing out checks that day, there is a price set by the state every day. But again, if the price today was $3.50 and on your ticket the vendor said his price is $3.40, we'd be paying the lower, the $3.40. So that's how, and they can't shop around because we have to allow every vendor who wants to participate to do so, and we wouldn't be able to change somebody's vendor from day to day or month to month or week to week. So that is how there is it's called a margin over rack program, and that's how, and over the last couple of years, I mean, again, like oil prices at the beginning of last season were close to $5 a gallon. And, the state had to, make adjustments. And we used to have the same price all week. They had to do it on a day-to-day basis. So it is a little complicated, but we do pay the lower of the two, the price of the day the vendor charges or the margin over rack.
Wow, thanks for your thorough answer there. And obviously you guys know the answer to any question. And so we're so glad to have you, Ms. Liz and Mary, on the call. Now, I think we're approaching the final quarter of this hour together. And I want to make sure if you have a question, remember you can ask a question by hitting *3. We have screeners available to take your questions and put them in a queue. We do have a few more callers to get to, and then we'll be closing out before at 2 o'clock. So please hit *3 if you have a question. And meanwhile, Ted, I know we have another caller.
Yes, we do. Let's go to Andrea. She's in Dartmouth. Hey, Andrea.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi there. What's your question?
Hi. My question is, when you report income, is it income on your federal taxes or on your state taxes?
That's a great question, Andrea.
Yeah.
We actually look at what your income has been for the last 4 weeks. So if you're getting a monthly Social Security check, we're going to take that number.
So then only the Social Security check you would take?
But we're also going to look at things like interest. If you get your interest, you might get a 1099 at the end of the year, but it goes into your account at different times. We're going to look at that as well. If you're working and you're getting pay stubs, we're going to look at the last 4 weeks. So it's not.
Yeah, no, my husband and I are both, retired and we get Social Security every month.
Yeah, so we're just going to look at your Social Security and then any other interest or pension you get or the
Okay, so I have to, he does get a few minor pensions, so we'd have to add that in.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Taxable income.
So it's taxable income. I'm looking at my tax form, and I do have the line where it says taxable income. So that's what you would go by?
We're going to ask you for your statement from Social Security that tells what your monthly benefit is.
Okay.
And then for your pensions, some people get a letter at the beginning of the year, just like Social Security, saying what your monthly benefit will be. Other people, we can show it by the 1099. It depends on what form of pension it is. There's a lot of different things. But the intake worker at your agency can help you identify exactly what documents you need to show us.
Oh, let's say that would be like if I could go to the AARP, my Council on Aging.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I was going to say,
help me
don't
with
count
that.
yourself out. Don't try to figure out if you're eligible. You got some basics here, but go to your local agency, be it your community action agency or your Council on Aging Senior Center. Don't count yourself out, and especially don't count yourself out if you're a renter, because even if the cost of heat is included in your rent, you can apply and you may be eligible. So thank you for your question there, and let's get to another few callers before the hour is up, Ted.
Okay, let's go to, I think it's Mary who's calling in. Hey, Mary. There, Mary? Okay. She had a question.
We might have lost
there, Mary?
We might have lost Mary. Are you there?
I had a question about if you participate in a community shared renewable energy program, can you apply?
Yeah. Do you know what that is, Mary and Liz? A shared renewable energy program. If they are participating in it, can they also apply?
If that's their primary, the LIHEAP program will help people who are eligible to pay for whatever their primary kind of heat is. So if they're in community solar and they heat with electricity, then yes, that's the bill we'll help them pay.
Great. All right. Another caller, Ted.
Let's go to Gail. She's calling from Melrose. Hey, Gail.
Hi.
Gail, you're on.
Yeah. I don't know if you answered it already though. So
Go ahead.
I lost my concentration. Because I think you guys answered. Oh yeah, National Grid. Now, would National Grid customers be eligible?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So our program again pays for your primary heating source. So if National Grid Gas is your heating vendor, then you're income eligible. Yes, we would be making payments to National Grid Gas. I don't know if that's, do you have gas as your heat?
Yes, and also I don't know if that includes gas from the stove. I'm assuming. I don't use my stove that often, but I do use it maybe once a week.
If everything's on one bill, we would be paying the entire bill. We don't take out what the cost is for cooking. If you get a separate bill for cooking, you're not eligible. We wouldn't be making payments to that account, but you are still eligible for the discount. So it depends on if it's all on the bill or not. But for your heating, we could definitely pay. National Grid Gas is one of our vendors.
Oh, great. And so you would be paying them, or would you be paying us because we've already started paying?
So that's a great question.
Also, too, I have the budget because I couldn't afford to pay each month the actual. Mm-hmm. So it's like they budget it monthly, and at the end of the year, it's like really a lot to pay to make up for.
So yes, we do. We actually pay the actual usage. We don't pay the budget. So if your budget amount is $75 and you actually used $120, we would be paying the $120. So that's how the program works. And we make all of our payments directly to the vendors. The only people that do get checks is how Mary was describing if your heat's included in your rent. So even though you paid it, we will also go back to the November bill, which will give you a little bit of a credit at the end of the program because you paid the bill and so did we.
Okay, and so would you be paying it till April, or would I have to do something each month?
Well, it depends on how much you use for your heat during the winter months, which are November through April. And use less than what your benefits are eligible for, then you may not have to pay anything to National Grid. If your benefits, say, are $800 and you actually use $1,000 during the winter, you would owe the $200 difference. So it is based on the amount of your bills each month versus how much you're getting from benefits from our program.
Okay, so in the application, they'll let me know whether you pay it monthly or at annual, or that's what I'm still a little confused about. Somebody else is too.
Okay, so what we do is once you're determined eligible, we notify you and your heating vendor. The heating vendors send us directly files that have your bills. So you will continue to get your bills each month, but the utilities was electronically, and we will pay them every month or every couple. It depends on how often they send them, but we pay them directly from what they're billing us, and we send it on your behalf along with like all the other customers in that same area. So we could be sending them a check of $500,000 and listing all of our clients. So we would pay.
So would they be giving me back minus what you've paid them?
Yes, you would see a credit on your bill. They wouldn't be returning any money, but you would see, yes, like probably a negative that you don't owe them anything, that you actually have a credit.
Okay. Thank you.
Good line of questioning, Gail. Did you have a final question? This was good. I think that it helped other people understand the program a little better as well. So again, thank you for the thorough answers. And I have to say that we are coming to the close of this teletown hall that has been hosted by AARP Massachusetts. I'm Kara Cohen, the Community Outreach Manager for the AARP Massachusetts office. We want to extend a really special thank you to our terrific guests, Liz Barabee from Citizens for Citizens in Fall River and Mary Niddle of the Worcester Community Action Council for your participation in today's teletown hall. So as we wrap up our time together, are there any quick closing comments that you would like to share, something you want people to walk away remembering?
Go ahead, Liz. So I just want to mention that somebody does have a question that when they're contacting that state phone number, it's saying that the zip codes, there's nowhere to apply in Massachusetts. There is some kind of an issue with the state phone number. The best thing to do is go to that heatinghelpma.org, because you can type in your zip code and it will tell you, it'll bring you to the correct agency. So we don't want people to think, that my town isn't, doing this program. Right. So unfortunately, that is an issue with the state, and they are trying to rectify it. But I don't want anyone to lose out or feel discouraged using that number.
Thank you so much for saying that. Yes.
We really want to make sure that we help everybody in the way they need to be helped. If going to your Council on Aging is a terrific resource, we provide any accommodations you need. We know we have people on staff that can speak many, many languages. We have interpretation services available to us and to you. So whatever your circumstances are, we want to make sure that we try and figure out if you're eligible. If you're not eligible, we can try and point you in a direction of somebody else who might be able to assist you. It's a long winter, and we're just starting.
It is a long winter. Yes. Well, thank you, Mary and Liz. As we start out this winter, we feel a little better having provided this information to everybody who joined us on today's call. And I want to also remind you that in your AARP bulletin for November on page 44, you will see an article all about this where you can read in greater detail and have things reaffirmed for you. So thank you for participating in the discussion of this important topic. As a nonprofit, nonpartisan social mission organization, AARP is here in your corner, fighting on issues that matter to you and your family. And if you'd like to help us, please let us know and just go to our website, and we can certainly follow up with any emails that you send us. Our website is aarp.org/MA. That's aarp.org/MA. You'll find that the recording of this teletown hall will be up on our website within the next week or so. And you can also call our toll-free number, which I've been saying throughout the call. So I'll say it one more time. You can write down 866-448-3673. 3621, and we will direct you to the correct agency in your area so that you can get utility assistance. So I want to thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for spending part of it with AARP Massachusetts. Thank you, Mary and Liz. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.